Good morning, everyone. This is Samuel again from Finance Analytics Services Team LLC. It's been a couple of weeks since last time I did a video. The market overall slipped. It wasn't a very good week. But as most of the company report earnings, I always said that it was kind of going to pull back, so it's kind of expected. Nothing surprised there. At period stated, it will probably come an opportunity for you, and you will continue to fail until the Fed actually raises the interest rate, so there's no uncertainty there, and will be also based on the Fed agenda and future economic growth and how they gonna combat the inflation to see if what if the market expect in future. And quite honestly, I mean, if you were pricing at this point, another uh, probably a 1.25% interest rate highs, I mean, excluding the one that coming, which is 2%, then probably will be end of the, really interest rate cycle, and we should be in good shape. So from now directly to next year, if you look at the economic health, everything else, so you should be pretty good. So the strategy sell as a string and buy a dip work, but investor must find target point and be disciplined. So you gotta know what is your target buying point is on your watch list and how much profit you can work, especially if you're a short-term trader, meaning less than 6 months or put there less than a month or two. The other important point is do not buy at the falling market. If the market drop that day, don't buy. Okay. If you see the market drop in quite a few days, and then they start to turn around, and that day in the morning or whenever the turnaround point is, you will want to put it into the market. And you probably noticed that HYLN has dropped almost 20% less than 3 weeks, along with other stocks in my list that I mentioned before, such as PayPal, robots. There where opportunity may rise. A lot of stock, if you look at the chart back to where the level was, it's about 6 months ago, and still 50% off compared to a year range. However, some stock actually rise 25% within a range of 6 months before pulling back. So that's why it's really important, unless you're long-term investors. If you look at short-term or so, when the market will, really driving up and probably in the 200 points average or even better 50 days average, you do want to consider selling. This is a chart of HILN, and I'm showing you a month, and it was actually from $4.50, which are probably at that time I'm targeting will probably go to $5. You slip pull back after earnings, and also all the Biden talked about the green energy proposal, which spiked the market a little bit on the EV. Is dropped from that point, and right now I would say you can if you look at the 26% down at the high end, so you probably would be a pretty good idea to consider to be buying back in. This stock had dropped to $2.80. Just to give you some idea, that would be probably the low end prices that we'll be testing if it dropped more. The other one, Pinduoduo, which actually have been doing pretty well. So Carefree was flagship ARK fund suffered the biggest monthly outflow in nearly a year. It's just $8 billion asset under management. The Woods fund has been an epic fall from a peak of $28 billion. So do the math really quick: $28 billion, and then you have lost it. Not as much as $8 billion only. So they tell you the market pullback from a really low end in June, which is probably the the lowest dip, to this point is have recovered, at least depending on what kind of portfolio she has, which she probably mostly have Tesla. You actually have uplifting during that time. Apple undercut its 200-day moving average, and again Tesla, which is resistant around 200-day and stop up and sleep after the split about 10%. So this is a picture of the Tesla, just to give you the picture. So for 6 months timeline, it was still doing pretty well and it's up, but but over the course of time after the split, the market actually had dropped quite a bit and wasn't doing as well. It's pulled back about 10% at the high end. So it could be the opportunity to consider buying, buying the stock. And like I said, a lot of historical showing that you buy the split stock like Amazon, Google, I mean, you can't expect the profit next day. That's gamble. But for the course of the time, you were actually going to hit higher than where you was at the beginning of the split. And then Tesla, if you look at the last split as well, you really give you a pretty quick and very good return during the time. So that was definitely a quick quick start to consider, should it be dipped more than what was it, the buying range. And another high stock in the US stock will be create upstream benefit from a split. Chinese stock have rebound, especially Pinduoduo, due to possibility of Chinese stock not delisting from New York Stock Exchange. So you can look at the Pinduoduo, even though there's some volatility over the month, across a month, and in a range, you really have bounced back to very solidly. And at the time of the delisting, you was really in risk. You really drop a very, very low level, as you can see here, and then you really bounce back. So for depending on what you're looking at, but Pinduoduo, if you look at 6 months average, you will have profit 85% from this stock. Part of the decline right now you're seeing is Powell latest speech that the rate hikes maybe 75 basis points FOMC meeting. There's no indication of price drop on consumer spending driving a recession again. But there are two possible scenarios from historical footprint as well that I'm going to share with you. And you look at Tesla stock, which we already covered, and Robust as well is another one that actually hit $50 point already. If you look at the beginning of August, we're very solid, and also August 15, this point is higher, it's $53, but they just slip all the way to 37%, which are giving you 23% drop. So this stock may be another opportunity again to buy back. In 1962, the stock market ended a clinical bear market as economic growth cooled, and the first-term Democratic president dealt with tough midterm elections supply chain issue. But recession fears ultimately fade, and the market surged 80% for the end of the year. Alternatively, in 1973, fears of stagflation dragged down the market, and combined with the oil embargo crisis, the economy entered a recession. The bear market decline in stock will go on and last another year. In either case, the market has rebounded higher after a year or so. So really, if you look at it, the market has slipped this year. If you consider this year as the time started going back, and this debate about whether the U.S. is in recession or not, the market has been pretty tough. And then you will really go to the point that you're getting close to the you probably will rebound very quickly. If this is the last term that the market will be dropping. So I really think depending on how you look at the market, you got to pick some stock that very careful. We will providing the opportunity for you again. Buy at a dip and sell at a strength. That's just the strategy to do. Oil was little change at the close, while West Texas Intermediate up 0.3% to 86.79 barrel. Gold rose 0.77% to 1,700 ounces. The 10-year yield fell 6.8 basis points to 3.197%. Bitcoin fell again below $20,000 level. Early Friday, the Labor Department released its August job report. The U.S. economy at 315,000 jobs during the month. Strong employment should be positive according to the economy, but it brings inflation. So my view is that government should focus on strategy promoting healthy growth with manageable inflation. Right now, people get a raise, but Americans are worse off despite that. This is a big problem. To do this, we have to cooperate with different countries and should focus on policy that benefit trade and business support and mitigate inflation. This is up to the policy makers, unfortunately, and you and me don't have to say, or anything we can control, because it's about policies of how to promote. So hope for the right decision to foster a positive outcome. Stay tuned. Have a wonderful Labor Day holiday, and hopefully you can shop for some good deals and have a wonderful week, and you have your great weekend. Bye-bye.